Falling in Reverse, Popular Monster is the brand new record by this former pop punky band that's developed more of a metalcore direction from 2017 onwards, from what it seems. And Popular Monster seems to go for the heavier sound that the band has been going for. The lead singer Ronnie Radke has been involved with several controversies, which has been kind of the reason I haven't really wanted to talk about this album, but also the fact that I just don't care for the sound of Falling in Reverse in general. But I wanted to see what this album had to offer, because I'm a big metal fan, I like my metalcore, and I want to see if this can pretty much redeem it. So we're going to dive straight into the first track, which is the first new track of the record, considering we've had almost everything release as singles. It is kind of underwhelming that there's only 4 original new tracks when we've already had other stuff for a few months, to the span of 2019, going back to tracks like Popular Monster, which has been out for so long that you kind of forgot that it's going to be on the album, and it doesn't really fit because there's been a whole lot of change with its sound. But let's just go straight in. So Prequel, my issue with this track is, well, it's going to be a reoccurring theme on this record. Ronnie talks about his past, Ronnie talks about him as a person, but then admits while he can be a flawed influence, he also thinks that's a benefit for him, which is absolutely not a good idea when you're someone who has abused fans with microphone stands, you have fucked over Icy Stars on their, as a support act, so they lose all their profit just because you're a douche, and also attacking other fans, and bands basically also having some very shitty political views as well. Yeah, if that benefits you, I'm flabbergasted. I cannot with this track. This one is pretty bland. It kind of reads into more of a rap song, developing more as the instrumentals as it goes on. It's not fun. I honestly don't think he's a great lyricist either, so this was kind of hard to sit through when you just had him getting angry and angrier, especially with texts like, "You're a slave to labour and you praise the fascist, you kiss the hand that takes half in taxes," which, I mean, there's some political views that you could agree with, like with just what the government is like in America. I wouldn't know, being a Brit, as I'm not 100% following everything that happens there, but you have lyrics also like this, like, "I'm a cynical, egotistical, unpredictable, hardened criminal, and I can be a little hypocritical, but I'll admit it straight to your face." And I get the impression that Ronnie Radke is the kind of person that just wants you to know, like, he's just speaking his true mind, and he kind of believes in that freedom of speech thing. But then this is the same person who blew a hissy fit if you just said anything slightly negative about him. It feels like he can shovel a lot more shit than he can handle, and flies off the handle basically every time he can with it, which is just even more of a reason I just cannot like the guy or the music he creates, considering the whole message of this record is that. I've been dwelling on Prequel, but I think you can kind of tell that this is going to be a theme for a lot of tracks, but Prequel is not a good track whatsoever. It is hard to sit through, it's not as good in my opinion. But then we go into Popular Monster. This track's been out since 2019. To me, it just feels like a generic metalcore track that blew up. It doesn't really feel unique. It doesn't really feel like it has much depth to it. It just kind of feels like a song that exists. It incorporates rap elements, but again, there's been numerous metalcore bands that have incorporated rap into their sound. It doesn't feel original. It doesn't feel inspired. Just kind of lackluster. The electronics can be interesting, but yeah, this track, yeah, I don't care for this one either. He's kind of got this pressured feeling of the love to hate, as he thinks everyone just dislikes him. I know the guy's gone through depression and accusations, but he's thrown mic stands into the crowd. He's abused his girlfriend, not to mention, and he can't get on with people. I mean, some of it might be fake or real, but it's just seemingly that Ronnie Radke doesn't care. He wants you to know he's a bad boy, and it just makes it even harder to get on with tracks like this, because it's the same thing. Like, the fact he has his mugshot shows that he doesn't really give a fuck about what you think about him and all this stuff, and it's like, what the hell? Like, if you're going to make an album personally about you, I'm not really that interested, because I want to see what else can come out from this genius. But if it's just the same theme again and again, it gets dull. All My Life does this again. It does it in a country version though, so we have a country metalcore track, which in my opinion stinks. It's absolutely dreadful. I think Jelly Roll doesn't even save it. He's a country singer who appeared in this, but you got lyrics like, all my life I fucked up and I can't deny, I'm trying my best to get it together, and then you have the woohoo refrain, which doesn't save it. I literally don't understand how you can kind of fall for the fact he's not bettering himself. He doesn't care. He's still going to be the same person, because he's not shown growth in being a human being. As a matter of fact, he gets worse with this record when you go into Ronald, which has some of the worst views I've seen. He's absolutely transphobic. He's absolutely a piece of shit here. This is like him spewing out his awful, awful views, comparing trans people to Ed Gein, a serial killer who disguised as people. Comparing trans to being serial killers who disguised is horrible. And plus the features on this were underwhelming. I feel the fact that Alex Terrible was only in kind of towards the end was kind of a waste of a feature. And Tech 9, this was terrible. The fact that he kind of comes in like just randomly when you're going from the heavy screams to this random break into the track, it doesn't work. It's really awfully placed. Plus the drumming as well just feels so uninspired. Like, oh cool, you got double pedal. Like, it feels like he doesn't know the core basics on how to really write a heavy song. He just kind of wings with it. It's shit. Voice in My Head, this is another single that's been out for a while. This one is about, the voice in my head keep telling me I'm not okay. It's feeling like a hurricane inside my brain. But yeah, and that chorus, or whatever it is, die. I hate the way he just puts so much lenient on the pronunciation on the chorus. It's just annoying. Bad Guy, I'm pretty sure we know what this one is. The fact he opens with, I'm the bad guy, I'm a savage, I'm obsessive, I'm dramatic, I'm a loner, I'm an addict, I'm so goddamn problematic. I'm the bad guy, I'm the loser, I'm a psycho, believe the rumours. I got bad thoughts, I got bad vibes, I don't act right, it's nice to meet you. Can you please stop trying to embrace this persona? It's just absolutely fucking cringe. I literally cannot even take it seriously. Watch the World Burn, probably one of the more solid tracks, and I still hate this. It's the same thing as in Voice in My Head, in my opinion. It's just rapping about his inner demons, got this voice in his head, he's expressing his issue with haters. Again, it's the same thing. I don't care for the view of it, and I'm really happy that his Instagram got deleted. Well, banned rather. That makes me kind of happy, because I'm pretty sure he's been spewing this shit out non-stop. Trigger warning. I mean, I do sound triggered at this point, so you do have that going for it, but come on. Like, this song makes fun of America and its hypocrisy, because they want America to have this image of being free and strong, but that's not really it. Like, I can kind of get this one. I think the view is nice that it's not just on about Ronnie Radke, but Trigger Warning, going this far into the album, I can't help but not compare that this is still just Ronnie talking about himself, but using a political meaning to push it forward. It sounds terrible as well. I couldn't even get into this track. Even sonically, it's awful. I mean, Zombified, this is another single they released. It's boring. I don't really have much else to say than that, but yeah. I mean, this one's very much about cancel culture, which is also a theme that appears quite often into this thing. It's either cancel culture or Ronnie Radke being a piece of shit. Amazing. It's a really good concept for a record. No Fear is dreadful. I feel like when it comes to the non-album singles, No Fear and Bad Guy take the cake for the shittest. Pretty cool, pretty close, but yeah, this is terrible. I kind of feel like the pop-punk era would have been a lot more enjoyable if he stuck with it, because I mean, you don't have the memeable songs like video games here, you just have dread after dread of absolute terror that is this record. And then, with the shit stain of an album, in my opinion, you can't really top it off without Last Resort Reimagined, which is the worst thing I've even heard from Falling in Reverse. Like, video games is terrible, but this is a new level of absolute insane, baffling shite, because this takes a really good song, makes it as slow and bland as possible, and his spin doesn't work. It's really boring. Why would you have everything so angry and heavy, and then you take an upbeat, loud, hard rock song like Last Resort by Papa Roach and make it slow? It feels like you're just deliberately trying to troll your audience. But why is this even on the record anyway? Should have just left this one out. All in all, I hated this. I spent 10 minutes rambling about this because I hated listening to every second of it. It's just Ronnie Radke using his music as an outlet to explain why people are the problem and he's not the problem. Cancel culture, which I agree with cancel culture, but it's pretty much on the stupidest reason of, oh yeah, I'm doing shitty things, but I'm getting cancelled for it. It's like, mate, you abused your fans, apparently you've abused your girlfriend. I'm pretty sure he's gotten away with a murder case as well. I don't know if it's self-defense or not, but I mean, hey, my KD is not as high as his. Oh god, this was dreadful. I'm sorry, I just really couldn't listen to this one. I found it absolutely excruciating. Probably good contender for my least favourite album of the year. This is a 1 out of 5. I don't think I ever want to listen to this record or even Falling in Reverse again. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching and see you next video.